You need to earn your right to diet. Yep, someone had to say it, but there are 3 people who straight up have no business dieting, and I'd be willing to bet you may fall within one of these categories. Let's break it down. There is a reason I produce the jaw-dropping results on my team that I do. How? Well, fat loss requires strategy. And every single one of my babes has cycled through our method to guarantee that their body is set up to actually respond to the diet. So if you are at least one of these 3 types of people, you need to rethink your strategy. Person number 1, you eat, sleep, and breathe the diet. You live in the diet. And I would go as far to say that you probably don't have an identity outside of the latest diet that you're on. Coming from somebody who's helped hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women lose the weight, keep it off, and build banging bodies they feel damn good and naked, there is one thing I can promise you, girlfriend. Your most successful dieting phase is going to come from the time spent not dieting. Stop treating phases of not dieting negotiable. They're not. Your body needs to rebuild metabolic, hormonal, biofeedback markers, constantly driving it into the ground with dieting and probably combining that with excessive amounts of cardio is the quickest way to not only plateau, but lead to burnout. And let's call out the other elephant in the room. Living in the diet is leading to your binging, which means you're in a place where you're dieting mentally, not dieting physically. You're doing the thing the majority of the time to reap no rewards that come with that. That sucks. Person number 2, you lack the basics. You refuse to master them because the basics aren't sexy or glamorous, because they're not the instant quick fix, but they quite literally drive your success. We have 6 non-negotiables on my team, and these are the 6 basics that you need to master because these things drive successful fat loss. Calories, protein, sleep, water, steps, strength training. Now, that's not to say that you're going to hit these things perfectly day in and day out. That's so mother effing unrealistic. But you have values cultivated around all of these things that allow you to actually stay consistent. And you also understand them enough to be able to pivot. We always have to plan that not everything goes to plan. Person number 3, you have no idea where you're currently at. Meaning, if I were to ask you how many calories, protein, steps are you averaging daily, you couldn't even tell me. How in the world are you supposed to get where you want to go if you have no idea where you're starting from? It's like being in a dark room trying to throw a bullseye. It is damn near impossible. And I'd be willing to bet if you fall within this category, you're probably over-consuming calories, under-consuming protein, and not moving your body enough mindfully. So just getting these 3 things in check is going to produce banging results. And I get that tracking's not the sexy, fun side of fat loss. And I truly believe that we track for the short term so we do not have to track for the long term. I don't want anybody attached to a food scale or a tracking app for the rest of their life. That is not a lifestyle. That's a mother effing prison sentence. However, if you have goals, tracking should be a piece of your journey. This is the only way that you will ever be able to sustain your results. This is the only way you'll ever be able to actually change the way that your body looks. You know, the banging body that you feel damn good and naked. Intuitive eating is my goal for absolutely every single one of my clients, but that right is earned. It's not given. So please, before you start your next dieting phase, make sure that you don't fall within these 3 categories because I guarantee you will flounder. You will fall flat on your face. Because let's be honest, nobody wants to diet without seeing any results that go with it. And as always, if you guys find these tips helpful, go and smash the follow button for me for your no BS approach on how to get it off and actually keep it off.